as it is. So getting up in the morning is not so easy for me. Getting dressed is not so easy. I have to make a decision. Am I going to be a fighter today, or am I going to be a victim? There's a great phrase, genetics deals the cards, environment plays the hand. So genetics and your background does influence your disposition to success in various activities. Another great thing I wrote once was, there's 1,000 excuses, but not a single reason. I did that with Bristol Bears rugby last season. They loved it. When you step into the challenge zone, the number of excuses for getting out back into your comfort zone from there multiplies. I'm too tired. It's too difficult. I'm having a bad day. Nobody likes me. And so I would teach them to face up to those excuses and refuse to be a victim. And teach them a fighter mentality about all those things may be there, but I'm still going to do it. I'm going to deal with it. So 1,000 excuses, but not one reason not to achieve. And even if you don't achieve at the highest level, you may not have the same genetic disposition as somebody else. But there's an awful lot of players playing in the Premier League football in this country who are B for talent, not quite as genetically superior, but A for attitude. And attitude is something anybody can have, anybody.
This is a time with a lot of talent, but one that you haven't spent a great deal of time with. How difficult is it to get cohesion between a lot of individuals who are very talented on their own? Well, that's my most difficult task, because with a national team, you have so little time to prepare them. Unlike a club situation, when you have them week in, week out. Before this tournament, I had 5 days with the boys in Los Angeles to get them ready and playing together. But when it does happen, and it did happen against Canada, they become quite an effective force. And they will go to the field, make sure you come out to receive the ball, get the ball.
You're in control. You're in control of your mind. It's your mind. So you decide what you think. You can decide to improve your attitude any day. Well, basketball, we won the Commonwealth gold medal, which was the first medal that England had ever won basketball. That was very good. Still talk to my captain every week.
Marshall, here's another example of it. The whistle blows, a timeout is taken, and half the New Zealand team arguing with the referee while England is talking with their coach, deciding what to do in the last 20 seconds.
I'm very impressed with that young man. He is going to be coaching England for a long, long time to come. Bill Bessick, outstanding. Discipline is the name of the game at this level, isn't it, Bob?
20 seconds left in the game. Here we go.
Race day is fun because there's a crowd, there's cameras, there's your family, your friends. And it's nice to do that. What they don't see, the people in the arena don't see, is you on your own at 6 o'clock in the morning, working out, sweating, struggling. And that's what makes champions, the ability to motivate yourself to do the work on their own that leads to success in the arena. There's the physical element. You've got to take care of your strength, speed, stamina, nutrition, sleep, health. There's the technical element. And then you've got to have the tactical intelligence to compete, follow a plan, know your position on the field, know how you relate to the members of the team, know how to deal with certain situations, a game 1-0 up or 1-0 down. And then there's the mental element. That's building the confidence and belief that you are a champion, that you can do this. It's that change from being in the dressing room, comfort zone, to being in the tunnel before a big game, breathing in, to going on the field and believing and having the confidence to do what you do well.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is our 256th episode. And it's been a crazy last couple of days. Let's just say that, right? This weekend has been absolutely brutal. I mean, really from last week has been absolutely crazy when it comes to this space. So what I wanted to do today was, this is not going to be a very long call today. A lot of the news that I've seen is kind of regurgitated, and we've kind of covered it in some ways. So I just wanted to take today in the time to really take a look at these charts, right? That is my ultimate goal. So I'm going to give another, I'm going to say another 1 minute until 10:05 for a few more people to get on the live call. And as we do wait, I'm just going to play this quick video, and I will be back up right at 10:05. Let's go.
Came here very much as underdogs. England, they weren't rated very highly before the tournament. Thus far, everybody has been extremely impressed with the team and impressed with you. How do you see your future as English coach if you lose why?
Well, first of all, we prefer to be underdogs. It's a nice, sneaky position. I think it's a start of what I'm hoping to achieve with the national team. And tonight's going to give me a lot more evidence on what kind of progress we're making, because this is a real pressure situation for what is basically quite a young team.
All right. So let's go ahead and jump into the call. I do appreciate everybody that has taken the time to get here this morning. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to just look at the market this morning. We're going to just look at it, holistically, really see what's going on. There's a lot of things that, we kind of called out that is actually happening right now in the market. And that's a good sign, right? Because like I said before, if the moves in the market actually happened that I called out, it was really just a healthy correction, right? A lot of people are panicking right now. People are wondering, I mean, when is the market going to stop dropping? Right now, we are sitting at a 15 extreme fear. And we all know with sentiment, right, you want to buy the fear and sell the greed. So when you're in the levels of extreme fear, this is really the time where you really want to be kind of loading up your truck, right? Loading up the Brinks truck and going shopping and, backing it up. So if you don't have a huge cash reserve right now, maybe you have some profits from some of the other investments you have, right? That could be another opportunity, another avenue. But that's why it's very important to make sure that you have kind of a cash reserve. What I've been focused on and what I've been doing actually over the last couple of days is really every day. I've been throwing $20, $10 here, $25 here, $30 here. I just small amounts. I just been throwing at the wall, right? Just trying to dollar cost average into a lot of these price points. I saw somebody in our Discord group actually get into XRP back under $2. So, shout out to them because, it's back up a little bit, but to be able to get into XRP, especially with it being where it's been for quite some time now, so to be able to see it scale back once again and give us more of an opportunity for entry. We got a $80,000 Bitcoin, and that's about, that's pretty good. I mean, as far as Bitcoin goes, we have a $122 Solana. We're sitting at a 71-cent Cardano. Pi is still up at number 11, which is still shocking and surprising to me. We're under a 20-cent H-bar right now, family. So, if you like H-bar, 19-cent H-bar definitely is pretty good for where the price has been more recently after the election. And that's really going all the way across the board, right? Most things are looking good. Some things are looking better than others. If there's any type of coin or token that you are looking at right now, feel free to drop it in the chat box, whether that's on YouTube or over here on Zoom. Feel free to go ahead and drop it and let us know. I mean, what is it that you're actually taking a look at this very moment, right? What tokens, what coins are looking good for you? I kind of gave you all the ones, well, not really the ones that I'm looking at, but kind of the top 20, right? But obviously we have lower cap opportunities in plays that we're taking a look at as well. Now, going over to Bitcoin, this was something that we marked up, I believe, live here on this call, or at least one of our trading calls. But we said that Bitcoin would potentially break below 83,349, retest and continue down. As you can see, beautiful. It went ahead, it broke, it retested, and then it went all the way down to 77,000. And we ended up getting a double bottom off of 77,000, which I dropped inside the group chat. Okay, so if you're inside our Discord group, I actually dropped this inside of our Discord community as well. And I said that this was a potential buy. So, you know, was able to make a couple $100 going down this way, and then actually about another $300. I just closed out of the trade, but another $300 right when it was up at this level here this morning, and before it went back down. It'll probably continue up, because if you take a look at what, you know, what the market has created on Bitcoin, I'm sure we can see this on quite a few, but I know I've been showing you all different types of market structure, right? Different types of geometry. Well, what we're looking at right now is potentially a inverted head and shoulders pattern, right? An inverted head and shoulders pattern. And typically, you usually see a inverted head and shoulders pattern at the end of a downtrend. So even right here, you see how this market kind of dropped down, and then we got right here. All right, look at this right here. Okay, I'll draw it out for you. I can see it. I can see it like night and day. Look at that. Boom, 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 and it went all the way up there, right? So that's an inverted head and shoulder pattern. Okay, so similar thing is actually lining up right here. Only issue is this. The question is Bitcoin done selling? You know, is crypto done crashing? Let me know what y'all think in the chat box. Let me know what y'all actually think inside the chat box, excuse me. But do you think Bitcoin is done crashing, right? I mean, we've seen it go, you know, down pretty tremendously. So if we kind of scale back to the 4 hour, I'm going to straighten up our chart a little bit. As you can see, it has scaled all the way from 107 all the way down to 77. Okay, so 107, 108 to 77,000. So I mean, you know, everybody has their own perception. There's a couple of things that I'm looking at to be able to kind of decide, you know, make a decision if we've hit the bottom. One of the confirmations for me is if we don't break below that white level that we're retesting off of, because we have a double, right? We have a double bottom, right? The market came down here, went up. Now the market is down here, actually touching this white line. So it almost touched, and then it actually touched right here. So with that double bottom on the 4 hour, and then with the type of momentum in the candles kind of that we have right here, and we even got about an hour and 48 minutes left on this candle, and we're showing bullish momentum on this candle as well. So, you know, we will see. But what we would really need to see, and I'm gonna go ahead and delete and erase this, because we already, you know, that kind of already came into fruition. So we want to see if the market's going to break back above 83,349, especially for the short term. If you're a short-term investor, you want to kind of look and see if Bitcoin breaks back above 83,349. And if it does, then we'll kind of head back up into the $90,000 area, maybe 85,000, to kind of, you know, test this area right here, maybe before it continues to go back down. So not really sure what Bitcoin is going to do. Again, it still hasn't come to this $73,000 area just yet. This is the ultimate area that I would like to see the market completely really come down to. Any lower than this is going to be extremely brutal. It's gonna be a lot of pain. You know, anything below, anything in the 60,000 Bitcoins is crazy, right? Crazy work. So we all would, you know, hope just for our investment's sake, you know, that we might stop around that 73,000. And it's looking like that's kind of what we're doing, right? We've been slowing down, and we've been kind of just been, again, supporting, or, you know, really tapping these levels of support off of those levels. So just wanted to kind of go over a little bit. So that's the Bitcoin. if we look at gold, you know, it has been doing the complete opposite. So while Bitcoin has been falling, you know, gold has been going up. So, you know, we know that the central banks, especially from a lot of the research that we do, that they're continuously buying gold, and potentially there might be a what we call a gold reserve again, or like, you know, gold may be the main item that, you know, actually backs our currency. So we'll see how that actually goes. But I mean, with the way that the market has been, you know, kind of expanding for gold, especially on this crazy uptrend, you got to remember, right? Like it's a first off, let me move this. But first off, let me tell you this, right? It is a market. No market goes up forever, right? We saw it happen in Bitcoin. We saw Bitcoin rally, and then we saw Bitcoin now crashing. So, you know, now that we're kind of up here and gold has not broke this 2,954-ish area, since it did not break that and we're still below, that may be our top for now for gold, because it's looking like we're starting to maybe go sideways, and going sideways just means a couple of things, right? It just means that we're waiting now. We are waiting for a particular breakout. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw myself some type of zone here on gold, just to kind of see what happens, right? I don't really trade gold on like that, but it's good to see what gold does, because typically gold and Bitcoin have an inverse relationship, and that has still been tested to be true to this day. Okay. I did highlight a couple of things on Twitter. Like I said, there's some news out, but honestly, you know, it's not a whole lot of news. I mean, we've looked at a lot of the stuff, at least the stuff that I saw, honestly, while I was doing research. It was not a whole lot of stuff out. So I kind of want to go through just a couple of interesting articles and documents that came across. This was a reminder from the CFTC. Will be listing XRP contracts. So this says self-certification pursuant to CFTC regulation, certification listing of XRP US dollar futures contracts. Okay. This exchange, Bitnomial, okay, a designated contract market, hereby notifies the Commodities and Futures Trading Commission that it hereby submits for self-certification its initial listing of the XRP USD futures contracts, which will be XUS, to be offered for trading on the exchange for an intended trade date on or after August 13th, 2024. So we know that this is, you know, I don't know if this actually has happened yet. I haven't heard any more news about it, but it's pretty interesting, right? It's pretty interesting because we know that Brad Garlinghouse, and I like to bring stuff like this back because, yes, some of us already know this, but it's a lot of people, new people that we have tuning into the show that's finding us on YouTube and throughout our various socials. And I want you all to realize that this guy, Brad Garlinghouse, this is the same guy that was just sitting this past Friday at the table representing for Ripple, all right, at the White House Crypto Summit, the first one that you actually had. So this guy was sitting actually on the same side as Donald Trump, which is extremely bullish, right? And this lady that he's standing next to is Caroline Pham. And Caroline Pham, she's, you know, she is the head of the CFTC. So, you know, not only has Brad Garlinghouse met with the president and all those people, right, but he's also been meeting with the CFTC. As you can see, this is their flag. This is everything. So meeting with the CFTC is huge because we know that Ripple is going to be a huge player in finance, and it's just really comforting to be able to see that. Another thing, and Zatrick, I think we're getting closer, bro. So this is exciting. All right, this is definitely exciting, Zatrick. But this has been leaked, okay, from it looks like Joshua Dalton, right? And what he said was, okay, I learned something new, and I realized that Jack Dorsey possibly made a best prediction. He posted a GIF of Michael Saylor converted to an XRP maxi. If you heard a rumor behind the curtain during the crypto summit last Friday, Michael Saylor was experiencing an emotional roller coaster during this event. They are clearing the path for Ripple to become the mainstream coin for U.S. Treasury and banks. Saylor is pushing for Bitcoin, but he didn't get what he wanted. Now, Mr. Dorsey might be right the whole time about his XRP GIF. All we have to do is stay tuned. Like I said, I said it as well. I believe that Michael Saylor will make a public apology about the things that he, said in his maximism of Bitcoin. Okay, so this is exciting, right? And another thing is they're clearing the path for Ripple to be mainstream coin for the U.S. Treasury and banks. The U.S. Treasury, we know that Rosie Rios, right, is on the board of Ripple, and she was like the 43rd treasurer. That within itself is extremely bullish, and I'm really excited to see what they decide to do with the escrow. Another thing that I saw that I thought was interesting was all of these XRP ETF filings. Again, if you underestimating XRP and the Ripple team, you have another thing coming, right? Because you have the Bitwise XRP, potentially the Grayscale, 21 shares, Canary Capital, Wisdom Tree, Coin Shares, Invesco, Fidelity. You can see it goes on and on. The only one I believe that we're looking for, and maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see the BlackRock. So, still waiting to hear about it. But, for me, this is about to be a huge year for these ETFs, right? And we saw what happened last year with the Bitcoin ETF at the beginning of the year. And if you don't, I'd like to take some time real quick to go back to the beginning of last year. I'm going to go to the daily chart. And we're going to go to we'll go to 2024 January. Okay. So in January of 2024, so let's do some research real quick. When did the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF launch? Okay, let's get the date on that. That was January of 2024. Okay, so we were definitely right about that. So let's go back. And let's go to January of 2024. And if we go take a look at January of 2024, this was January 25th of 2024. Okay. You can see that Bitcoin was sitting at $38,000. And ever since then, even before then, but ever since then, the Bitcoin ETF gave us a huge push for a couple of months, right? From like January to March, right? It went from, in that little push right there, it was 2 months. It went from 37 to like $80,000. This is the original price that we're waiting for it to come back. So remember this line right here, right? I told you all we're waiting for the market to come down to 73,000. Well, it's starting to make more sense if you take a look, because after the ETF was announced, we went up to 73,000 and then we pulled back and then we finally broke it, right? But we've never come back to retest it. So I still stick with this $73,000 price. Okay, so Vincent, what are you talking about? Well, if Bitcoin did that, well, imagine what XRP is going to do. Imagine what HBAR is going to do when the time is right, when they scale and release all of these ETFs, right? You can only really just use your imagination as to what could potentially happen. All right. Let me check in with y'all. Okay, cool. Just checking in, making sure comments are good. All right, cool. Shout out to YouTube. Listen, if you're on YouTube right now, make sure you smash the subscribe button. Make sure you just follow our page, follow our channel. We're looking to continue to grow our channel, and then also smash the thumbs up button. Would love to get those thumbs up, especially if you're getting a little bit of value today, or a lot of bit of value. And even if you ain't getting no value, all right, just go ahead and still click that thumbs up button. All right. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff happening. Most of the stuff we've been covering, like I said before. I would like to open up the line for the first time early. To anybody that's on our Zoom today that might have anything that you think was interesting or maybe you heard that was going on. If there's anybody, feel free to raise your hand. We'd love to hear from you. If there's anybody that has anything that they found was pretty interesting, any news, definitely feel free to share it. Let me call on Billy real quick. Go ahead, Billy.
Man, there's so much XRP stuff popping in and out.
Yeah.
And being that we're knowing to look for these value gaps and what they are and the potential when they touch and when they go back, or if they missed the gap, and or if they fill the gap, what the hell does that mean? I mean, it's like, who would have thought trading would have helped us just store our knowledge?
Right.
I mean, like it's a system to it. And you know, you say it goes up, and I say it goes down. I don't really know. What I know is, like, this morning I looked at Quant and I looked at Linked, and it went down to like 11 cents, and I was mad because I missed it. But it still has a gap, so I hadn't really looked at Bitcoin to see if there's a gap. I just figured there probably was, but I don't really know. So you're probably more right than I am. But I see some gaps in Quant. I see some gaps in, and Quant went down to 67 cents. Man, good gracious. When I bought my first Quant before I lost my crypto, and I'm gonna tell you what, for whoever's listening, you can lose that stuff. You bet. There's more knowledge. I just talked about 2 or 3 little things right there that you can do. This good, this news to you if you have the knowledge. But if you don't have some of that knowledge, you can also lose this stuff. But anyway, Quant went down, and my biggest increase was in Quant. And now somebody in Afghanistan, I guess, has my Quant. But anyway, it's like, wow. But it's like, if you don't know this stuff, man. So yeah. I'm gonna get back to listening to, but all of this is good stuff. It's all a big puzzle. And you got to have your own puzzle, baby. You can follow anybody, but you got to have your own little puzzle. That's me.
Hey, great tips. And seriously, y'all, make sure you are protecting yourself in these times. Do not be vulnerable. Do not be vulnerable in to attacks that could potentially happen. It's very, very important for you to hold your keys at this time. Make sure you have everything together. Do not wait and play. You know what I mean? Make sure you have your stuff backed up, because, during the bull run, these are the times when you're going to experience the most pain. And one of the worst things you can do is put this money that you've been working hard for into the market, right? And allow for somebody to come and scoop it up from you in a different country or this country, wherever they are, no matter where they are. But it really does suck. And I've really watched it happen. So one of the biggest things I could tell you all right now is, again, making sure your security is tight. If you don't know what that looks like, get up with somebody that does, book some time, you know what I mean? And whatever, phone a friend if you got a friend, whatever the case may be, but figure this stuff out, because the proper preparation will prevent a terrible performance, right? And we have to properly prepare for any time. We have to be ready, right? We have to be trained to go. So let's see. That's really all I have for today. I really wanted to kind of sit, if I don't know if you all have any ideas as to why the market is still crashing. Obviously, obviously it's because Donald Trump is continuing, he actually wouldn't call this I believe a recession, where the economy is right now. And that made the market crash some more, right? So again, he is a president of uncertainty, is what he has shown me. And what people thought President Trump was going to be from the beginning was a huge catalyst to our wealth from the jump. And that's where a lot of people mistake, because things have to get worse sometimes for them to get better. Sometimes they just get worse, and takes a lot longer to get better. So we're just in that phase. We're in that stage where things have to get a little bit worse. Things have to get a little bit ugly, right? Before they get pretty and before they get better. So make sure you all stay safe in these markets. The best times to buy is when there's blood in the streets, not when things actually are looking positive and looking up in the market. So if you're brand new and you're watching this, and you've been trying to figure out, again, when you should put money into the market. Again, I'm not telling you to put any money in the market, but if there was a better time, right now probably is the best time that you're going to get. Again, last key is time in the market is better than timing the market, right? Spending time in the market is much, much better than timing the market. And last but certainly not least, I have a announcement. We will be interviewing a gentleman by the name of Billy. All right, we will be interviewing, and this will be this Thursday coming up. Okay, we're working on this interview now, but we will be interviewing Billy. Billy is a ex-IBMer. He's in the GameFi space of things. So we're talking about NFTs and gaming and gamification and all those things. This is something that he's been doing. I want to say shout out to Sana for bringing this in, allowing this interview to actually be able to happen. It's going to be really dope for us to be able to listen in to somebody who really has the experience, right? And this will be coming up this upcoming Thursday. So, let your friends, let your family know that we will have an interview episode this upcoming Thursday. That's going to be absolutely incredible. I'm going to call on John, and then after John's done, we're going to call this particular call today adjourned. We're going to get off of here early. All right. So John, feel free to unmute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just to add on to what you said about the market and why it's down as of right now. It's a lot of things going on right now. We all know that market sentiment and facts kind of move the actual market. And lately, there's been a lot of bearish news coming out in regards to what's going on around the world globally. I feel as with Trump initiating the actual tariffs is a start to making the market shuffle, which is not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing for us to get in and buy cheap, also twist the hand and make these other countries, step up to the plate and kind of respect us all over again. Also, it's a lot of nuclear talk, a lot of nuclear war talk that's floating around as of right now too. So when there's such saying a war talk and anything dealing with a global World War III occasion when it comes to dealing with these nukes, that kind of shakes the market up too. I noticed over the years, anytime there's nuclear talk, that's one way to shake out people from the market. It's just so much going on right now in the actual market, but we're in the right space. We're in the right country. We are at the forefront of everything that's going on as of right now. Let America be America. Hey, America, known for their tactics and everything else, different department from Homeland Security to CIA to FBI, hey, all the way to the SEC. Things, can get corrupt in a way where they take everybody's mind and kind of, manipulate it and brainwash it. And, they put so much news and information out there to keep you distracted while they're going through with their actual plan. The name of the game is to distract while we receive. And that's the game that they're playing with the market as of right now. And they're not just playing on a domestic level. They're actually playing on a global level. So like I said, with them mentioning global warfare, the tariffs, the different things that's put in place to manipulate the market. America is one of the best to do it. So right now you're just seeing them pull out some cards, in a trading deck and just kind of flexing their muscle. But it's nothing too much for us to worry about here in America because we know who we are and where we stand. Not being so arrogant about, being an American, but this is where the rules are being made at, and we are the standard. So that's just kind of my output on what's going on in the actual market. Still DCA into the market, while you can, as of right now, while everything is cheap, and it might get cheaper. I mean, hey, I'm all good for buying cheap crypto because I've seen a return. This isn't my first bull run. Am I more prepared than anything as of right now? Yeah, I'll say that. And by being in this community over here at the Coffee and Crypto Network, they have actually supplied me and outfitted me with the information and the research to keep myself afloat and other like-minded individuals that want to prosper and stay afloat and benefit from this actual market. So you guys are in the right place. Feel free to sign up to our Discord, join our 6-week boot camp, take our master classes, and I promise you, you'll be headed in the right direction.
Yes, sir. Amazing. Thank you so much, John. Appreciate the input. I definitely agree with you a lot. I think that again, I think this is why it was really tough for me it was really tough for me with this episode, y'all. Like, it's just so much going on. So, with that being said, we are gonna get up out of here. It's now 10:35. I appreciate everybody for taking the time to tune in and tap in to the show today. Even during these ugly times, I noticed that when the market is down, people are not as interested. But when it's going up, more people are interested, right? And that's just the human emotions. So I love you all. Thank you again for being the best part of the show. And I will see y'all on Thursday's episode, which should be, God willing, a interview episode with someone who has a lot of experience in this space. And I believe that after this talk, you all might know how to address your career potentially or something like that when it comes to blockchain, Web3, and cryptocurrency. So looking forward to this interview to learn a lot myself and to be able to teach you all, and continue. So have an amazing day, and I will see y'all again on our next episode this upcoming Thursday. Make sure you join our Discord group. Link is in the bio. And if you want to get into our next 6-week boot camp, we will start promotion right next week. So get ready for that. But other than that, have a